Well, it's kind of the end of the day, so it's a little bit dark in here, but we're in the barn. It's spring, so we are in the process of getting something set up for our broody hens. A lot of people actually don't even want to encourage broody hens, whereas we're the weird ones because that's pretty much how we produce all of our chicks. So we're kind of going to go through at least the first part of, I guess you'd say, management, or how we manage to try to get hens to go broody. These eggs here we've actually saved from one of our smaller groups of chickens, and although we may still let her try to sit some, we started collecting these right before it got warm, so it was still pretty cool. And what we're hoping here is Phoebe, who's usually a really good broody hen, will sit on them. So we're going to put a little mark on them.
So we're marking them with red. They are from our red hen.
Usually they tell you to use pencil, but we've not really had a big issue with the markers, so it's just a small little dot. Just to...
It's just in case any other eggs end up in the...
little dot or an X or that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll mark these ones, and then we're going to set up a crate for them.
Perfect.
So here's one of the little tools we use, which is just a dog crate. And we're going to get that set up with some stuff on the inside and put it up on the table here. But we find this a great way to help manage broody hens, because you can lock them in there. You can lock them in there with food and water if it's a big enough one. But you can also move them around. So if you encourage them to lay in a crate like this, you can pretty much pick them up at night and take them anywhere you want. Makes them mobile. So I've put some hay in here. Like I say, it's a little hard to see, but and I'm going to put some shavings on top of that just to sort of make the nest, and then we're going to place the eggs in. And for tonight, just leave it here. We're pretty confident that she will find it. She's pretty good at that, so.
And she loves to sit eggs.
Yeah, she certainly does. So this would be one of those scenarios where having hens that are really good at brooding for you is a good thing, because you can kind of know that they're going to do the job.
We're just letting her know that there's a nice spot for her to have some eggs in there. Oh, she's going to go check it out. We don't expect her to take this on tonight, but it was just letting her know it was there.
Mm-hmm. We'll let her kind of see what she thinks, and we're going to go out and take a quick look at a couple of the other setups we've got. So here's another setup we have. This is one of our wooden nest boxes. And yes, on the outside they don't look super fantastic, amazing, but they work quite well. They're just plywood sides and top and bottom, with the I think it's a 2x2 or something similar on the front as a lip, and they've worked really well for quite a few years. The nice part is these are small enough, same deal, we can move them at night and put the chickens in a different area. So this is actually the nest box that's in our green group, which is one of our color banded clans, if you will, of chickens. I have to add some shavings to this, but the hens have already been sort of arranging their nest, which is awesome. Now, I have a few other eggs here that I collected before it got warm enough. So this is like a couple days worth that they've collected here. So a little tip, if you're trying to encourage them to sit, this is kind of going through the motions. Phoebe's pretty reliable. If you give her eggs, she usually takes quite a bit of interest. But for a lot of our other hens, we kind of let them determine the number that they want to sit on, and because they're in the clans, it doesn't really matter whose eggs they are, because we know who the rooster is and we know that they're all the same family. So one thing to keep in mind when you're trying to encourage a hen to go broody is don't take all these eggs and place them in this nest all at once. You kind of want to do it slowly, because the hens can't necessarily count as well as we do. But if you kind of throw a whole bunch of eggs in there, unless you know for a fact that they're a really good broody hen, sometimes they just won't sit on it, because they kind of, I guess it's an instinctual thing. it kind of goes back to their wild roots where they have a tendency to lay eggs in each other's nests, but that's a disadvantage if you're raising somebody else's offspring. So to take advantage of their natural broodiness in a domestic setting, that's a little bit of a tip if you're trying to encourage them, whether it's eggs from the same clan or you're trying to get them to sit on another batch of something completely different, or however you're planning to encourage them. So you can kind of see I've added a bit of shavings here and moved things around. That won't discourage them. But I've got, what do I have, 2, 4, 6, I've got 7 eggs here. One I may not use actually, but I'm going to go ahead and just place 2 of these ones that we've kind of been holding on to. 2 of the nicer looking ones in here for tonight. And then I'm going to put that back in. I'm going to keep these, and tomorrow I might put another 1 or 2 in there to top them up a bit. So now we are over by our purple breeding group, and this is another totally different scenario. We have 2 nest boxes of the wooden type that we have in this coop, and we've got more birds. The green line that we just looked at, there was only 3 hens in that, so they don't accumulate eggs very rapidly. This group, I want to say there's 10 of them. There's a bunch more, let's put it that way. I don't actually know off the top of my head. I'm not going to count them because they're in sleeping. Anyways, this here is another scenario that happens where the hens all kind of lay in one nest box. And this one's completely empty. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take all the eggs out. I'm going to give them a look over and see if there's any that are either too dirty or misshapen. I mean, it happens, and it's better when you have a lot of eggs to choose from. It's better to take them out. But what I'm going to do is split these. And the hope here is that by splitting them, it encourages them to lay in the second nest box. But, and here's the fingers crossed piece, it's also hoping that we might get 2 hens to go broody around the same time. In a bigger group like this, that's not uncommon for us. You just have to give them the space to do it, like this. So I'm going to go ahead and add some shavings and get these split up, and we'll come back and show you after. So here's all the eggs out. I've kind of taken a bit of a look over them, and I've put these 2 off to the side. You probably can't see it super well, but they're kind of an oblong shape, which they might hatch, but kind of this is just a shape of egg that we've found in the past. It doesn't usually do super well. So we've got lots, those will go for eating, and the rest of these will go back in, split up between the 2 nest boxes. And then we'll kind of, this will be a little different because we'll have to monitor it and kind of keep splitting them up. And you kind of don't want more than, I'm going to say 20 eggs. If you get to the 20 egg mark and nobody's interested, it's probably not going to happen, but we usually don't get that high in numbers. So I'm going to set these back in. Well, that's kind of a brief, super brief introduction to what we do every year. I've got some other chickens to take a look at here, some of our other groups. Excuse me, but I'm not going to film it because, as you can see, it's getting kind of dark and such, but I don't know, it's kind of one of those things when the temperature starts to improve, get a little warmer, and starts to feel a bit more like spring. It's kind of one of those routine things we do every year. And you can probably hear in the background our spring peepers and western chorus frogs are singing pretty good behind us in the pond in the food forest. And actually we had some big brown bats out for the first time, or the first time that we've seen them this year, flying around the yard. We have a fair number of them here actually, which is pretty nice. But so it's definitely feeling like spring, and the changeover was quick, super quick. Like I say, I've still got eggs on hand that I was keeping before it warmed up, and it hasn't been that long, a couple of days with the big temperature swing. So, and we're supposed to stay nice from here on in. So, with any luck, the chickens will do well, and we'll talk a bit more of this in the future because hey, it's that time of year, and it's an interesting topic that not a lot of people put their hens to work, maybe as seriously as we do. But anyways, on that note, I'm going to keep going. It's a beautiful night, and we'll talk to you guys later.